alone.
Tell me to bury you in it.
Yeah.
Baby coffin.
Piece by piece.
Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Ooh,
whoa,
Adam
whoa,
still
whoa,
cowardice
whoa,
already.
wildly uninteresting podcast.
Did you knock on the table, or was that somebody knocking on a door?
I'd say it was the table.
Episode
Okay.
40.
I doubt you'd hear anyone knock on
I
a
mean,
door back
47.
Is it
Welcome
47?
to episode 47.
I still haven't
47.
listened to the last one. I feel like a bastard.
here. You asshole.
Yeah.
Lita
So-
listened to it.
The
And we're
Ramslight.
trying to get away from the F word and GD still. Let's
Yeah.
try that again. See
Oh,
who
yeah?
wins. Take
Is that what
time.
we're trying?
Yeah,
We're
we're going to
trying.
try.
You know, it's just going to cause me to talk about other horrible things.
Well,
It's
yeah.
okay as long as you don't drop the F-bomb or say
Yeah.
GD. It doesn't matter.
All right.
You win.
Oh, man.
Ah,
Somebody's, Steven Spielberg's daughter is, like, becoming a sex worker.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like voluntarily.
Voluntarily?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
That's what I thought. She's like, I'm ready for people to be upset, but I'm going to do it. Like, awesome.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Is she doing it because like nobody knows who she is other than his daughter, and
Yeah.
she's like, I got to be known for something.
Sounds about right.
She could do anything else in the world.
That is why I would pay more, though.
Yeah.
Because it was her daughter.
Hey, bang Spielberg's daughter.
Now,
Hell yeah.
here's the question though: is the cinematography going to be just as good in the porno? Can you imagine a porno done
I'd
by Steven Spielberg?
That stuff's genetic. It's got to
It
work.
has to, right?
Pretty good.
Just take over. I don't know how you can make porno better.
Better
unless
costumes.
you
I think that's a big
Put
problem.
me inside of the porno, like I'm a part of the porno. That would probably be a little bit better.
A little
I don't
bit.
know.
You could
Am
make
I?
it better in terms of quality, have better writing.
Quality. Yeah, or and like send those people with all that
To
money, the
acting
porn
school?
industry. Yeah, send them to classes, please, because it's the worst. They're always like, "I know you're my brother, but
Yeah, but think
Yeah.
about it. Like the people that are teaching the classes for the people that are going to write porn are people that didn't even get jobs writing porn.
Right?
they had nobody else. They're just like, all right, Dave, write this for us."
I'm a writer teacher, but I don't know how things end.
I would say, seriously, the writing, if it was better, even if it was delivered poorly, I'd be okay with it. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever found a porn, right? I had buddies that were like, you gotta watch this one, and they would watch it with their girl and stuff. It was like the Pirates of the Caribbean,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was porn
Okay, yeah.
pirates or something. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's called.
Jesse Jane was in that.
I don't know. I never got to watch it, but maybe I should.
Come on.
But they were talking about it like it was like a full-on movie,
Oh, yeah.
and that
Like, it was just great.
I'm like, I don't need to watch no more than like 2 minutes of a porno, and I'm good. Like I'm in there to get the
sure-
job done.
Yeah, be done and over with, not watch a movie.
That's
I'm
how
not
I
getting
feel in
popcorn.
general, but there was that one X-Files parody, like the Sex Files. I was like,
It's
all right,
awesome.
I'll watch a little bit of this.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
I mean, it was obviously crap, but it was like quality crap.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel
It's
like
like
Couch
those-
would be able to give us a porn that's got good writing.
Yeah, I guarantee
No.
you.
Yes.
All he
would.
knows is that wild shit.
Couch, give us a call. Let us know.
If he doesn't have an old Korean lady banging a lizard, he's not watching it.
I feel like that the whatever show we watch where he's like, oh, I hope Stan doesn't send me another picture of a butt, and then he does.
Yeah,
It's like
American Dad.
Every time I open his links, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So it's a shock and awe thing.
I
that
never
happens.
did watch that one because I just knew like there's gonna be something that I don't want to see
Oh,
in
yeah.
here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't-
there definitely was.
Yeah, I don't even want to know what it was.
Way
I
to go,
knew.
Couch.
Yeah.
In a
It's like, I'm not
world where
watching this. It physically pains me
Keep
to
them
see
coming,
that.
buddy.
I can't.
If you wanna drop any links in the comment section below.
in a weird world that shit.
Yep.
In a weird world that
shit
other
rules us.
media markets are in the downward spiral because your artists and stuff are not getting paid much. Your directors they pay substantially less because the industry is just not what it used to be, right?
Right.
But porn is still like a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? It
Yeah.
really hasn't.
Well, that's because
Trailed
half the population is in the porn industry.
It's insane how many
Yeah.
people are in porn.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this before, but I watched an interview with a guy, porn star, and he was like, he got into it because he's like, oh, I'm on, thing was big and I thought I could do it. But really, when it comes down to it, it's such a job, and you have to like get it like on the money all the time. You have to perform when they tell you to. You have to do a certain angle, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop.
Yeah, it would be
And
terrible.
there's no rhyme or reason to it. And he said it's not what you think it is. And it's not fun.
No, it's a job. There's no way it would be fun.
I became a professional bowler because I'm good at picking up things like this.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, same reason to get into porn.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could. I definitely could. I know I couldn't. I'm too much of a sweetheart, you know? Like
Yeah.
I want to burn candles and
Well, you could be in the for women section.
oh, there you
You'd
go.
be in those ones that seem like they're real, where they actually.
Oh yeah,
This isn't passionate at all.
passionate,
this?
passionate. You ever troll through Craigslist like women seeking men?
I saw a
and
girl I
such?
went to school with.
Do you
one
ever do?
time. She was
It's been forever, but yeah.
Yeah.
And actually this was on, I think it was Offer Up, and she was she had different services that she
Oh yeah.
offered.
I think you showed me that.
Yeah,
It's
one
crazy.
was like grief counseling.
Yeah.
She was a
Oh,
grief
yeah.
counselor. She's
There
not
were
a
multiple.
grief counselor.
There was like 50
Grieving?
50 of her posts, but
Yeah.
every post
It
offered a
was
different
something different.
service.
She's like, well, I can clean your house. I can offer grief counseling. I can
Hand jobs.
You know, I can fold your laundry. I could wash your laundry. I can fold and wash your laundry.
Oh,
but
it was crazy. I was like, this is weird.
The folding of the laundry includes anal.
I wonder if anybody but weird old dudes give her a call though, and
I'd
like
love
they're
to
seriously
know.
like, I need a therapist and I can't afford a good one. So
I feel like there's probably like a group of like 3 fat kids.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, let's do this.
let's get her to clean the room, man, at your mom's house.
I wonder if she like turns people down and stuff, or if she's
don't
just
know,
like whoever you
Yeah.
know seeks me out.
You might want
is-
to pay me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Before I do your laundry, what kind of face you got going on there?
I mean, maybe she's genuinely, I doubt it, but maybe she's
Yeah.
genuinely offering those services, but it is not what it seemed like.
Yeah.
No, it's to get her foot in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
What part? It's the door.
The butt.
Well, I used to go out of, because you can do it here, and you see like the underbelly of certain women in Louisville when you go to that website, right? You see, like,
Literally.
the underbelly
I know.
Their fupa just hanging out.
of the social order of hookers. And then, so I've gone out of town before, and I'm like, I wonder what the hookers here look like.
Yeah.
And it's all the same wherever you go. They're all
Yeah.
the same. The
Yep.
same posts, the same bull crap.
The same leathery skin.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I've
So
been to
gross.
strip clubs before when, you know, a lady was 50 years old, man, 50, 60. And God bless her soul, she was still getting it. But can you imagine being that old and this is what life has
That's
to come
what
to?
you
You,
do.
you've
Yeah.
never went to college. Like, apparently you didn't make enough money.
It's like she wouldn't even
Stripping,
get any
make it go.
joy out of it at that point either. It's like, this is what I know, dear.
That's her trade of sorts. She's just like, I'm at work. I'm just trucking it.
I'd like to know how many strippers and prostitutes actually enjoy what they do.
I don't know. Probably not. Oh, there's some.
I'd say at least 80% of them for like the first 4 months.
Right. And then after that kind of
And
goes
it's like,
down.
the thrill is gone.
I used to. The only bad thing is we went to a strip club one time, and the girl was beautiful, like model, but then she knew it, so she had too much.
Oh.
You can't be that like egotistical when you're a
Yeah.
stripper. It's like you're still
Yeah.
a stripper. You might be beautiful, but you're.
Yeah.
But
You
she
can't
would,
really
like-
have an ego unless you're in porn also and you're touring.
Making millions. No, I don't know, man. It's such a. I feel like it's a cop out. I've always liked strip clubs and going and hanging out and talking, conversing, but I feel like selling your body and your vagina
Hey man, let's hang
is a
out.
cop out. Even for men though too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think it's a cop out. It's like, okay, well, that's like the easiest way to make money. It's like selling drugs. It's a cop out. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't want to do life how life
Right.
wanted you to do
So
it.
play the video game right.
You
Quit
piece
using
of
cheat
crap.
codes, you rat bastard.
I've never been to a strip club around here where the girls were making enough money to make me want to strip.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah, never.
Around here? Mm-mm. And then
I'm sorry. There was one time I saw one guy just. I mean, it was like
Throwing.
from a movie. Yeah,
Throwing
so much money. It's like
Yeah.
all the money he walked in with, he was just like throwing it on the stage. She wasn't even that good either.
No.
But that's the only time. It was actually.
He's just there to go out. He's doing that for him.
Yeah. I think it was
Tax
Trixie's back in the day.
But see, then they started making them wear shorts. They put a distance limit on them, and then pasties. And it's like they went from making kind of nothing to like making absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So how can you? And then they complain. I'm like, yo, it's your like, okay, the profession has changed. How you gonna make money in that? Like, go do something
Well, and
normal
that's why
now.
they, resort to sleeping with them in the back room and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Then
Yeah.
they're just prostitutes at
There's
that point.
no sex in the champagne room.
we used to
God, I
go
forgot
down.
about that shit.
Hell yeah.
We used to go down to the Deja Vu in Lexington, right?
Yeah.
Because that's after they passed all that stuff here. We were like, we'll just go down there. It's only an hour drive. So anyways, one time we went there and it was like amateur night. So these girls would get up there that were trying to get a job there. And this one chick got up there, obviously like never been on stage before, right? Big old high heels and all that. Where her mom was in the crowd. And her mom come up and was like, hey, that's my daughter. I want her to feel good about herself. Will you give her this money for me? And I'm like, how
That
degrading
is
is
so
this?
good.
I
Like, you
wanted-
do it, baby.
Yeah.
swear.
It's my girl.
Halfway between the things, she falls
Don't forget to
Aw,
clack them.
man.
and runs off stage like a female does.
Yeah.
You know how they run? Naked. Like, it was such a weird experience. It's like, what is happening here?
That's
If you listen closely enough, you can
ridiculous.
hear the boobies flapping about.
Yeah.
That's a sad flap, man.
Oh. It just, it makes you question. It's like, I felt okay about myself until that happened. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to these
We gotta
no
go,
more.
guys.
like,
I
well,
can't
I-
be here anymore.
I didn't get a chance to give her the money. Can I just keep this until she comes back? I'm gonna go.
I'll
go.
give it to her then. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah,
You meet some weird people in there, though. The
Yeah,
strip clubs are
just
so
absolutely.
I just moved
Oh,
I think it makes me happy that like I think man, what was the holiday? I feel like it was probably New Year's. Either way, Fowler and I went out, and we ended up at PT's for a minute.
yeah. I don't know
And-
when that was.
And there, like, the same bathroom attendant guy was still there.
Yeah, he's worked there
Like,
forever.
yeah, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
like he's been there since I was in my like
Yeah.
mid to early
I think
20s.
the first time I ever went to the strip club, this guy was working.
Yeah, he's
What
the
if he's
only
the-
dude that's still there.
Really?
Like the chicks have gone.
What
the
if
door
he's
people.
the owner? He just
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's my club.
You
I just
should
want to
ask
work in
him.
the men's room.
The men's room.
maybe he's gay.
Most of the guys
see
that
that
own
dick.
strip clubs are greasy, nasty dudes with like gold chains and a
perfect.
unbuttoned shirt.
That's perfect bait, though. You open a strip club, you bring all the dudes, and then you work in the dude bathroom.
Yeah,
He's got, yeah.
it's
Hanging
perfect.
brain for days. You set up the angle of the
Brain.
stalls.
Oh goodness.
You're gonna make me question next time I go. I'm gonna be like, is he looking at my dick?
Well, now I'm just mad I'm not gay. I'm an entrepreneur.
Can you imagine though? There's probably a bunch of dudes that by the end of the night they're like, well, I can't get a chick, so why not?
The doorman's still here.
Playing the numbers.
Kyle, come on.
Come
Going
on.
home with me tonight.
I don't know though. That's when you list that philosopher that was like, step back and look at the situation for what it is.
Yeah, it's weird.
And us mammals, like we pay for them, but isn't there the story that Joe Rogan talks about? They gave the chips to the monkeys, or whatever. They gave money to monkeys, and the female chimps ended up with all the money because
Oh,
they were.
I think it's just a bit that he does. Yeah.
I would say
See,
because
well,
if that's true,
I know that like it seems reasonable with bonobos
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they trade bananas for sex.
Well, actually,
That's
I guess,
what it is.
Yeah, it might be
Yeah.
because he did. He said the
females
females ended
ended
up
up-
with all of them, and they were just
Yeah.
having sex.
I
Maybe
think
it
it's
was
a real
bonobos.
story. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds right. It's
Yeah.
just here's nature in nature.
Yeah. They were like, here's a banana. Can we bang?
I
Yeah.
don't know why. I just always thought that was a bit, but I never thought about bonobos.
I like the image of a monkey coming up and he like hands over the banana. He's like,
That's
If
awesome.
only if it was that easy. In between humans would be good.
I need to know more about this guy at the strip club. Like, does
Yeah.
he have benefits? Do you think they
No.
give him benefits?
No.
They have to.
No.
It's kind of one of those things that I feel like he's got to be at least like partially a charity case.
Yeah.
They're like, we love having this guy around.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
Like the special needs kid
yeah,
at
it's like, where
McDonald's.
else is he going to
Yeah.
go?
Maybe he saved the owner's life. He's not the owner, but he saved his life one time. He like pulled him out of a burning building,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You've got a job for life, man."
You know what I've always wanted, man? I just want a job where I can squirt people's hands with soap, listen to my tunes, and offer them mints.
Yeah.
Is there a job like that for me?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
There was girls that I went to high school with, and I obviously was like, man, I wish I could see them naked. There's a lot of those females in the world. And, well, the strip club we used to go to, Deja Vu in Louisville, a lot of them ended up working there. There was a lot of girls that I went to high school with that ended up working there. And it was just strange. It was like I wanted to see it. But in reality, no, I didn't. Because after I saw it, I was like, you could have kept that a secret. I didn't need it. All the like C-section scars and stuff.
What is that?
I still
Like-
want to see it. Though.
I still, yeah.
Well, I'll ask my question first, and then I'll do the other. What is that like with guys? They think about, or maybe I'm just weird. I don't know, but they want to see all girls naked. It's what they think
yeah.
about, and
Yeah.
I have never once thought about anyone. What does this person look like naked? Ever?
Yeah,
You
that's
ever
why I
thought,
tend to
like-
just scoff whenever chicks are like, "Oh, I like sex just as much as guys."
no,
Like,
you
no, you don't,
don't.
bitch.
I
didn't-
promise.
And that's something like I don't think about it often. Most of the time, I'm like when it's a weird shaped lady, and I'm like, I wonder what it looks like, or if I'm trying to guess like what it looks like
Yeah.
down there. You know what I mean? Like if from their face to their downstairs
I
mix
guess
up.
I've done that because we do that. We'll look
Yeah.
at someone and be like, I bet her vagina is huge. And we try to gauge it based on the size of her mouth. We have a theory that we can't
There's
test.
a theory, yeah.
Interesting.
You know,
Yeah.
like how Drew Barrymore has like a small mouth. I guarantee that it mirrors that. But who's that one actress that has that just the wide
Angelina Jolie. That's not
her-
who it is.
No,
but
no. But Fran Dresser,
Drescher?
I guarantee
Drescher?
hers looks weird
Yeah.
because her mouth is just, she's so obnoxiously.
But it's got that hair
Ugh,
that she's got.
just- but no,
It's a
and
Jerry
that's,
curl.
I'm more of the type that you know, I just wonder what it looks like. There's not even any rhyme or reason.
I know
behind
it's
it. I
not
just
even
don't
like,
know.
oh yeah, I'm gonna mount that. It's just, well,
Curiosity.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish
No.
there was an amount of money that women were okay with. You'd be like, hey, can I just see it? I don't want to touch it. Don't
Yeah.
want to. Here's an amount of money. Just normal, everyday life.
It's like we just accept that the left lane is the
Maybe.
passing lane.
Yeah.
Like here's $20. Let me see what you're
Yeah.
working with.
Yep.
Just
I'm
one
testing
time. I
a
just want
theory.
to see.
And then the women have all the $20.
All the $20.
It would definitely happen. Women would gain all the money in the world if they were okay with that.
Yeah.
But you see how
I'd say there's probably a lot who are.
I think there'd be
Yeah.
busted chicks all around the world just trying to
trying to
like,
get it.
yeah.
Nobody
No.
gives them $20.
Who wants to look? But then I guess
They're still
street,
gonna be poor.
street corners would be different for like beggars and shit.
Oh, goodness.
I
Yeah,
don't
man,
know.
every street light I go to is just ugly boobs on the corner.
Yeah.
What is that about? I'll show them for $7.
$7.
All right. How about I buy you a Big Mac?
Yes.
I know you're not going to eat with this money.
I'll give you a Big Mac if you leave that shirt on.
Big Mac. I don't know though, man. But I feel like stripping is kind of like getting a tattoo, like your first tattoo. It's dumb. You just want it because you
Right.
wish you could get rid of it later on.
My first tattoo had a lot of thought.
Yeah.
Well, you know, most people when they're, 17,
I
18,
know.
just getting out, they're like, oh, I wish I could take it back. I guarantee being a stripper is the same way. You get 30, 40, and you're like, what the f-
Why
why
did I
would-
do this?
Ooh. I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's very odd, though.
I mean, there would have to be people out there that do just genuinely love it.
Yeah, there has to be. I want to
Yeah.
know what percentage of people.
So, I mean, I have
Yeah.
people tell me, like, I couldn't do your job. You don't do enough.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
Less is
it.
more. What is it about people where they want to do stuff?
I think it passes
Well-
the time for some people.
I will say, like having a security job, I personally think would suck. Like I like not doing anything, but if I'm not going to do anything, I want to be at home. So if my job required me to, hang out a lot, I'd be fucking mad. Crap, man.
And number 2.
Oh gosh, I'd be so mad
Devil woman.
because I would just the whole time think about going home,
Yeah.
and that would be really terrible.
See, that was my thing about working for other companies that I truly hate it. Because if you're going to, a lot of times, like if you don't have a lot of calls, you just waste time. Like you're driving around, or you're going to get lunch, or you're going to talk in the, have a meeting in the office, knowing that a call is not going to come in.
Mm-hmm. Can I leave, please?
And if it does, I can leave my house and go do it. Let me just go home and pay me the same amount. We're doing nothing here anyways.
Yeah. Call me if you get a call, and I'll leave from my house.
Yeah, I can understand that standpoint because why would you just want to hang? I know you're getting money or paid for it, and that's the way they look at it. But it's okay. Keep the money.
I think it's keeping with the mentality of its work. This is your place of employment. Be employedly minded.
Employee minded.
Yeah.
Employment minded. Employee minded.
But I've also, my last job, it was too much to do. There was entirely way too much stuff to do, and it sucked.
They were kind of like a slave company in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, you get what I'm saying? Like, I hate to say it.
They just expect way too much out of people, I think, in regards to...
I need a job here. Did you come in a car or on a boat?
On a boat.
We'll only take boat people.
Because, I enjoyed the job for the most part until the end of it. Well, I was just burnt out and tired of getting up early and tired of having too much to do all the time.
A lot of social work and stuff like that, they all get burnt out quick.
Yeah, because there's just too much, and there's not enough people doing it.
Plus, you're not helping people that have it together.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, every day is just help, 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 help.
And the same type of help, it never changes in that sense because people, will come to you with the same problem over and over and over. And although you gave them the right advice and the right methods, they're like, well, I'm still in this crap hole of the light. Well, it's because you can't change that person's mindset no matter what you do.
You know
what I mean?
For the most part, that stuff didn't bother me. I had a couple people that were just like, I want to pull my hair out because this has been...
They never change.
You've been on my caseload for 4 years at this
Making
point.
the same
Like,
mistakes.
doing the same stuff. Usually that didn't bother me. It was just the overwhelming... I guess paperwork, if that's what you, because it's not all paperwork, but
That's what
it's
I call
just
it.
all the
massive
everything.
amount.
Reminds me
It's
of
just a
Dr.
lot.
Cox on Scrubs.
Yeah.
He's like, you can't save everybody from themselves. You just treat them, and then they go on their way.
That's
Once
right.
you accept that, it's like,
Then you're just
put
doing
new
your job.
batteries in the thing.
Then it's obviously you still care about the people, but you are simply doing a job, and at the end of the day, you go home, and then
But
the next day it's the same stuff.
A lot of companies treat their employees like slave labor. Like they're like, I'm paying you, I get to tell you what to do, and I'm just gonna throw as much as possible because what I want to do is make the most money I can. So squeeze the most amount of money out of you, pay you the least amount, and have you pay all my taxes.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're gonna do here, and it burns you out. Like my doctor went. He started his
Solo.
own thing because he was like, the medical industry right now, in those like the physicians, like your family doctor, they're making them just pump
Your
out
family
30
doctor.
people a day or 30 or 40 people a day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot.
Yeah.
It gives you like 5 minutes per patient.
Yeah.
You can't explain an ailment in 5 minutes.
You don't have to explain it. See, look, it's the same as the last guy.
Same as the
Leave
last.
it alone. Take this.
Yeah.
Hate this. But
You have to
that's,
look stuff up. You're really not that good at what you do.
And he was, I think he had been out and in it for like, 5 years. And he was like, I'm burned out already.
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't be burned out already. And so he started his own thing. And now he can take more time with his patients. They don't worry about that huge profit margin. And that's all it is. They just want to push you and squeeze out as much money out of you as
Yeah.
they possibly can.
We're the lemons that God gave them.
Yeah.
Yay.
They give you
Yeah,
insurance,
They're
but
making
God
lemonade.
forbid you ever hurt yourself because you could just forget about them standing behind you. Most companies, not all.
You just
not
forget
all.
about Dre.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Hater. My goodness.
Have you guys ever gone to the website nationstates.net?
No.
No. What
It's
is
like
that?
it's a thing where, I don't know, it's based on some novel or whatever that I haven't read, nor do I care to. But you start your own country and like you run it, and it gives you like
Run it.
political
Run it.
options, and like, you know, you have to make things.
Big decisions.
Yeah. And, you know, whenever I founded it, it's been a while. It's like I was in college when I did it. But it's the Villain Academy is the name of my country.
Villain Academy.
I don't know, dead babies, I think, are the currency.
Yeah.
But it was founded as like an atheist society. But then I just passed legislation that ushered in a new religion where we like sacrifice people. And yeah, that made me
So
happy.
it went from like
place.
Russia to
Poland.
I don't know anywhere that.
Azteca.
No, I love Poland. They don't sacrifice people.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Just
Yeah,
don't
they
know
do.
that.
They just sacrifice people that aren't Polish.
No.
But I wonder if the game is based on the statistics from the life we live in right now. So
No.
the choices you make, is it based off of how we
well.
view the outcomes of...
Kind of, yeah. Because
Decisions.
the way it works, people, they submit issues that like you do. And it'll give you like 4 or 5 different options. Mm-hmm. And then you can
Yeah.
also choose to just disregard it.
It says create a nation according to your political ideals and and care for its people, or deliberately oppress them. It's up to you.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's a lot of fun. Sometimes, like, you know, I'll be tyrant-like.
Yeah.
Or you could say tyrannical, I
Just to
guess.
see.
Yes, you are
But-
tyrannical.
But, you know, then other times I'm like,
Tarantula.
because I mean, my economy's booming.
Yeah.
You're
yeah.
such a tarantula.
Tarantula.
I love that.
Man, have you listened to that song? Akira the Dawn, and he has Jordan Peterson. It's like Tarantula, and he's like reading some Nietzsche shit.
No.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
good?
Gets me pumped. But whatever.
You know, we had talked about that. The Akira the Dawn
Let's
putting
talk
music...
about things I'm not passionate about.
putting music to
Words.
talks from Jordan Peterson. So
Yeah.
but he putting the music to it. It helps you better understand it because we understand music and we like music a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I think it opens up a different section of the brain and allows you to hear the message more.
Yeah,
Because if you listen to lyrics of a song,
Yeah.
it makes you feel it. Like you feel some sad songs. And
Also,
angry.
that shit, like, it boils it down more to, like, the main point, and then, like, the verses kind of support it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't get it. But that was just the first verse. All right.
It's all coming together. But it's I didn't think that I would like listening to them, but I don't like them all. But eventually, like you get the hang of it.
The other day, Ryan, Amy's son, he
Yeah.
sent me a text. He was like, man, I listened to some of that JBP wave you were talking about. That
JBP
shit's
wave.
awesome.
That's
'Cause,
awesome.
Yeah. So I was like,
JBP.
yeah. Because I planted the seed many moons ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that felt
That's-
nice.
Very cool. I never thought about listening to music behind like speeches.
Yeah.
And
I just think it
opening it
opens
different.
up
I can
your
see
mind
that.
to receive the message better.
Yeah.
You know?
Around the house, I had I threw it on some Alan Watts channel on YouTube, and I forgot that I left it going. Like I turned the TV off, and then Kayla turned it on the next day, and like on a scale of 100, it was at 86. It's
Jeez.
like you're listening to Alan Watts just yell at you.
Just yelling.
I was feeling it.
That's Eric Thomas, the speeches that I listen to from him. He's a preacher as well. So most of his talks that are recorded are yelling. He's pretty much yelling at you the
Yeah.
entire time.
Because that's how you got to do it.
Oh, yeah. It gets the message across when it's that. I mean, he has a lot of passion behind this, but
Yeah.
preachers all do. And that's all they are, motivational speakers.
Yeah.
Motivational preacher.
And they're just reading from the script.
Yeah.
So essentially, they're just telemarketers.
They're telemarketers. Imagine if telemarketers yelled at you when they called.
I like them more. Yeah.
You think that's a knife setter? You haven't seen this knife setter?
It's awesome.
That we were talking about the chimpanzees and the role of males giving them the bananas to bang, right?
We're talking about bonobos.
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 God,
Same thing.
you're no geographist.
Chimpanzee.
That's not a thing.
But I'm reading a book where he relates things to the ant world. Ants is insects, ants, ant world, right? And
Yes, we got that.
they were talking about the role of the
Ants.
male in the ant world, and the
Ants.
male comes in, and all the ants that you see going out and collecting the food. If you ever kick over a nest, all the ants you see are female ants. They do all the work. They build the whatever you colonize the ant hill, whatever that is.
They're colony.
Colonies.
It's farm.
They do all that. The male is all they're there for is to come in and inseminate the females and have more baby. And the males, you know what their instinct is? That they walk out of aimlessly out of the colony, and they are either eaten by a predator or they just starve to death. Because that's what instinctually, that's what they do. And I thought that was weird. Mm-hmm. And if you look at lions, they do the same thing. The male lion does nothing.
Yep.
Nothing. He doesn't go hunt or nothing. He's just there to protect the female sometimes. And I just think it's strange. What makes it different in humans? What makes it different? Why do males play a big role? And if you hear it from a female, that we have an overpowering role in society. But in
they're just
every
mad
other
they're not
thing.
in charge.
Yeah.
See, there's certainly some feminists who believe that you don't need a male for anything other than a sperm, and you can get that from places.
There
so
have to be some ants out there, though, that rebel against the system.
I bet not.
think-
I ain't having sex with that man.
Can't make me.
And it's just crazy to me that you look at that in the animal kingdom and the male doesn't play a huge role in none of that. Like a lot of them are dumb, or they, they're just there for their sperm. But in our kingdom, the human kingdom, we don't do that. We think that we're egotistical. We're like, the male runs the world, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But
I think that's just solid positioning and a display of superiority.
yeah.
So I think it's how it started for whatever reason.
Maybe the men knew in the beginning, they were like, look at the animal kingdom. We're going to be nothing. We got to make them think from the very beginning that they can't do anything without us.
Dude, it all starts from the
Oppression.
decision to be the hunter.
Oppression.
What is it?
It all starts with the decision to be the hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because like the chick ants, they're
day.
like, I'm getting out there.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Yeah.
The bees, they're just like, well, there's just one girl, so I guess we'll all go out.
Yeah.
Oh, in the bee kingdom, we were outside one day.
Bingdom.
And we went to get out of the car, and out of nowhere, from left field, was this dark cloud of
Oh, it was
ferocious
trippy,
bees
dude.
just flying randomly, but they weren't flying like
At
at
us.
us,
Yeah.
as
Thank
far as
God.
to
Yeah.
sting us or anything. So we looked up later that what they were doing was the queen was moving to a new hive. So to protect her, they would just ferociously
They were
swarm around her.
swarming. It was literally a bee
It was like
swarm.
a cloud
Yeah.
of bees. And they didn't pay no mind to us. They were just passing us like, we're getting the
Yeah.
queen to her place.
It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
So I think that women are the destructors of their own
Women.
fate.
Yeah.
Because women are, they're the seat of life. They're the... And forever, they've just been downplayed. And I think they downplay themselves.
Yeah.
I think it's counterproductive, the things they do.
I would say
feminists,
you're
not everybody.
yeah, but you're completely right. We kind of just diminish ourselves because I don't feel that way. I know that I can do anything, but more so because I have you by my side to support me, and you're
Right.
going to help me and build me up. So not everyone.
Some women are
think
their
that way.
own enemy.
Really,
Like,
I feel like it's just because of nature. It's just in nature, brawn beats brains.
Right.
So,
Right.
dudes are bigger. Dudes win.
but women can outthink men, I feel like.
Can they?
Probably
Yes.
not.
As long as you don't have some stupid whore, yeah.
I don't know. They can be vindictive
Yeah.
and
I know some very intelligent women. It can definitely be vindictive, but
And
those
I
are
know,
the stupid
Like,
whores.
in my head, it's like all the women are just like idiot women, and every dude is like that shining example of like a dude with a study. We've all got cigars and like sport cars.
So stupid. So dumb.
Yeah,
I feel like
clearly I'm at the bottom.
Yeah.
I think men are overplayed and women defeat themselves because women are a lot stronger than they put out to be. Now, you know, there's like a balance of the yin and yang.
Yeah, but then if they played that up, then they would actually have to move all of their shit on their own.
Yeah.
Right?
I need a big, strong man.
Oh,
I know.
Or buy lighter shit, lady.
Right.
Go to IKEA. Stop buying that mahogany stuff.
Or every time you need something, just buy new. Like every time
new.
you move, buy new stuff
Yeah.
and
Pay
go
the
from
company
there.
to do it.
Ask them to move it. But it would still probably be a big, strong man.
Yeah. So,
You look muscular, sweetie. Can I interest you in some juice?
so back on the subject of sending private people like to outer space, right?
Sending.
Sending. I said that.
Because in my head, I heard sinning.
Sending.
I was like, ooh,
Well,
yeah.
You're
People-
stupid.
We've established this.
Sending private citizens to outer
Men.
space to orbit the Earth at a higher altitude than the ISS, right? Okay. Now, imagine this. You know, back in the day, when you thought of an astronaut when you were a kid, you thought American hero, just a Superman. Like, that's an astronaut is something that is unfathomable.
Yeah.
They're the smartest thing
There's
ever.
select.
I
They're-
was just kind of thought of him as lucky.
Yeah.
It was like,
But
it
now,
wasn't, hey, you're a genius. It's just, man.
can you
I would like
imagine?
Navy SEALs to be.
Can you imagine how they feel now that they're like, they can just send anybody. There's no
Anybody.
special training. They just put them in a capsule, shoot them a thing. It makes you wonder like where we're headed. And the
That's
weird
a
thing
bunch
is,
of crap, though.
like, they're not. It's not for study. They're just like, you want to go and
Yeah.
we'll shoot you off into space.
You
Really,
wanna
they're
see what it's
studying.
like?
Yeah.
Do they send them with like an astronaut, someone who's trained?
I don't know. I don't think so.
They would have to.
Well, yeah, I
because
guess.
Like,
there's
yeah.
In
there's
case
too
something
much.
happens.
But, you know,
chauffeur.
like international
Yeah.
waters, just a little higher.
But it just makes you, it's a strange thing, man. Like now an astronaut's just going to be like a TARC bus driver. Like that's all they're going to be. That's crazy.
Yeah,
To
that's
think about.
really
They're just going to be
stupid.
like a Southwest pilot, you know.
It would really suck to be the astronaut chauffeur who has to
Yeah.
take the common man into space and listen to all their shit. Oh my god, it would be terrible.
What do stars taste like?
God, that would be terrible. You studied your
Goodness.
whole life to be that. And now getting out of college, like you're like 40 or whatever, out of all your training, and now you got to go and chauffeur these fat millionaires up in
Yes.
space.
They need to draw the line. No fat people in space. If
No
humanity is
fatties.
going forth, it needs to be the beautiful people.
Just
I-
beautiful.
I assume that eventually, and probably it won't take long, a passenger, I don't know, I guess you would call it passenger space exploration thing is going to explode.
Oh,
and
yeah.
No
Yeah.
common folk are going to be allowed in space again.
Oh no,
after
they
that.
keep doing. I think they would keep going
Yeah.
because shit happens, right? That's what it would boil down
Because, I mean,
to.
you know, planes crash.
Yeah, and they still do those, Sarah.
I guess.
And then,
but that's for the common folk.
But then ISIS is going to jack one and fly it into the moon.
Jack one.
Listen here, moon people.
Look, so I last time we were talking about that time traveler or whatever who
Yeah.
claimed that so I had the article up through the whole thing and then just never read it, so I left it up the whole time.
Yeah.
If you would like for me to read this.
Yeah.
That definitely sounds interesting.
Hold on, you got to give us the preface behind, because if you didn't listen last week,
Oh yeah.
what is it?
Yeah.
If you didn't listen last week, eat my shit.
Supposedly, or not supposedly, this did happen. There's this man who's like a self-proclaimed time traveler who says he's from the year, what is it, 2030? I think it was. And he has this whole list of events, essentially, that will happen. So to prove himself as a time traveler. So let's see. Supposed time traveler shrouded behind. No, hang on. Blah, 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 blah.
Shrouded by.
He says he was in possession of library pages from the future.
Hell yeah.
These crumpled up pages of what looks like standard print paper allegedly detail the exact dates of future events. The earliest of these dates points to an increased number of UFO sightings in January 2019, meaning Noah's claims will be soon put to the test, which this is obviously before that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably.
Now we have research.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it. The supposed time traveler said, "I'm here to tell you guys about the future because we have a lot of things coming. Aliens, global warming, and war. In the future, aliens come in the year 2028. In the year 2028, also, time travel is relevant or is revealed to the public by the government. So 2028, we've got aliens and time travel to the public."
All right, can I interject real quick?
Yeah, for sure. Please do.
I'm going to interject. I just looked it up, which this is on ABC News, so I guess whatever. It says UFO sightings in North America jumped nearly 6,000 in 2019.
Yeah.
There was a rise in the number of North Americans who looked up in the sky 2019 UFOs, which tracks the National UFO Reporting Center, which tracks calls and messages from people around the U.S. and Canada about strange sightings in the sky, reported that it received 5,971 sightings in 2019, a jump from 3,395 in 2018. So there was an uptick, but were they actually
almost
UFOs?
Doubled.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the one where the fighter jet they locked onto those two that were right above the ocean, and they had a hard time tracking them on radar because they were so fast? I almost said the F word.
You just did.
No.
Fast.
Oh, fast.
Different.
So fast. So
the baby can't spell.
so
For
continue. I just
unlawful
wanted to
carnal knowledge.
Yeah, carnal with a K.
Yeah.
continue your subject.
Oh, okay. I feel like I was going to say something. Oh, I want to know how many people who reported seeing UFOs read this article and have it in their mind. There's going to be more.
I'd say
UFOs.
like 7 of them.
Yeah, there's probably not a lot of people that.
Yeah.
No, there's a YouTube channel about this guy, and he's got hundreds of thousands of views.
My identity has been concealed. I'm future guy.
I like Taco Bell.
It makes you wonder though.
Robins are 12 feet tall.
Also in that book that I'm reading, I guess you have to, like we said, you have to define your version of what intelligent life is on other planets, because it's probably entirely different, right? Mm-hmm. But it makes you wonder. The book that I'm reading was like there is hundreds of thousands in our galaxy alone, planets that orbit their mother star that are quite they're very possible that they can harbor life.
Right.
Like they're within that Goldilocks zone. They have an orbit that works. They have a moon that works. And hell, what if they have 3 moons? They're right outside the Goldilocks zone, and it creates these weird, tall, giant monster creatures that are actually their intelligent life. Like, you have to say what we define. So what they're trying to do is find one of those planets that are close enough. They're trying their hardest to find life outside of our galaxy so that they can go there eventually, right? Pull the source of life from there, the DNA from the life off that. Like some of the UFO sightings here where they pick up the cow and they're like, we want to pull it apart and throw that.
What sucked its guts out?
So if they bring back their DNA or what created their life, they're trying to figure out what the basis of life is. So if their DNA there, is built from carbon, and like that's their main, whatever
block.
Yeah, building block. Yeah, main building block. Then life starts the same everywhere. They're trying to see what the essence of life is. Like, okay, we know what it is here on Earth. We know what you need, and we know where it begins. Is it? Yeah, throughout the universe.
It's not.
I wouldn't think so, right?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I'm sure there's the possibility that yes, it is, but I would assume that anything's possible.
What if somewhere
in infinity?
Yeah.
Yes, anything's possible.
What if somewhere there's like life that starts from radiation? Like radiation is the building block to their life.
Heck yeah!
Imagine what they look like. You know what I mean?
That'd be awesome.
Probably be glowy and droopy.
They
really scaly skin.
We
like fish.
We listened to a report of a star blown up or being consumed by a black hole from billions of light years away. And when we heard it on a radar, it was a small little bing. Like that's all you heard in the vast, darkness, right?
Yeah.
But can you imagine if a star was consumed by a black hole close enough to us and it bent time, space? I told her I was driving in the car, like wondering what Earth would look like if time and space was bent like a ripple in water when you drop a rock and you see the ripple in front of you. If everything started to ripple because time and space was being moved. Like they said that atomic bombs,
Right.
that's why we got so much attention from UFOs after that, is because they were sending out a feedback loop in time and space.
Yeah.
Right? It was bending that through, and they could read that throughout the universe, and they knew it was coming from us.
Yeah.
So you're like, we're gonna go check this shit out because you are screwing something up, right?
Something
And we're getting
we
close.
haven't heard from you all in a long time.
I feel like they came here and they were like, well, they're getting close to traveling. You know, they're nuclear, whatever, engines. You know what I mean? And so they're getting close to traveling. They show up and they're like, no, they're just blowing each other up. We don't have to worry about this.
Right.
But it was a weird
Well,
feeling. I'm like, can you imagine everything, every particle bending because
it
of
would
an
look
explosion?
like in the Matrix whenever
Yeah.
Neo comes back and he's all, you know. And
Yeah. That glass, just like that. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. That's what it would look
I've
like.
never
but
seen
everything.
The Matrix, but it makes me wonder.
I'll have to show you that. I'll have to show you that little clip
Yeah.
because it's awesome.
But I can see it, like, if you're driving down the road, like,
just
could you
everything.
see it coming at you? Yeah. And like, would you
Well,
be able to keep driving? Or
No.
would
I
it,
think it would be a lot more fun if it was coming from the back, so you'd see it in rear view.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I gotta get away.
Well,
Instead of
Can I
driving
outdrive it?
Yeah.
Earth would everything. The sky, Earth would bend and contract, and
Right.
and it'd be a strange experience. I think you could live through it. Maybe maybe
be
not.
really
Well,
interesting.
Rest easy, everybody.
It'd be interesting to see the world after that occurred.
Right. I feel like a lot of things would be disrupted, like the particles that hold things together, like your car,
Oh, yeah.
metal, drywall for that matter, would fall, it would crumble.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't know how to stabilize.
It'd be really neat to see.
Yeah. I mean, look what happens when an atomic bomb goes off. Can you
Yeah.
imagine something that's a billion times stronger than an atomic
that?
bomb going off?
No. I
Right next to
cannot.
you? Yeah.
Right next to you. No, that sounds pretty dreadful.
Oh, but keep going with my fault. I
Oh, no,
was
that
getting
was
on a
What?
awesome. Hmm. Oh, I have more to
Oh,
read.
all right.
Yeah.
I don't keep track of things. I'm just like, all right.
But
we
no,
go.
I really like that idea of. Do you think would it happen by accident?
Oh, what do you mean? The explosion?
Yeah.
Yeah,
essentially.
it would just be it'd be the black hole swallowing up an entire galaxy for that matter. Say
Do you think it's something that we could like recreate? We could do a simulation of by mistake,
very
and it like gets
small.
away from us and like
with the
self-destruct.
what's that?
Somebody shoot it. It's getting away.
the thing that shoots particles at itself. It's
man.
Particle
hadron
accelerator.
collider.
Yeah.
Hadron collider.
Hadron.
Hadron.
Yeah.
Like that. Like they don't know what they're doing. They, smash two electrons at high speeds going into each other, trying to find that essence. Like, where did the Big Bang come? Where did something come from? Nothing.
Right.
And they call it the God particle, but they realize when they do that, there's like a multitude of more electrons that create it from nowhere. So it's a never-ending, infinite inward look at something that you can never explain.
Right.
Like, there is no explanation for it. Like the deeper we go, okay, so if we go into a human cell, you have a nucleus. Inside that nucleus is where you find chromosomes and exon. All that is within that. And then if you go deeper, you pick apart a chromosome. Inside that is a strand of DNA. Well, if you pick apart a strand of DNA, each little strand of DNA, there's a
alleles.
process within
The
that.
fractals, man.
Yeah, there's a process within that creates the DNA. Then whatever creates the thing that creates the DNA, there's something. And the
Right,
further
it's
you go
just
deep, you
forever.
can keep going. Yeah, there's
Forever
always going to be
inward.
something that creates something.
Mm-hmm.
But there's always nothing as well. You know what I mean?
Or
It's just a
is
strange
there?
thing.
It is.
You know,
It's mind blowing.
I think
Yeah.
about it when I eat a piece of gum. If you could, keep cutting it in half, keep cutting it in half,
Mm-hmm.
and it would go on forever because you could continuously cut that in half until it's base particle or atom, whatever you want to call it. And then you could cut that in half. You can start cutting that atom in half, keep doing it, and then you can cut whatever comes from that in half.
Yeah.
And
It's
it would
always
just keep
smaller.
going. It's always going to be something.
It's just a matter of
Never
the
gonna be
tool
nothing.
and the perspective.
That's insanity.
Which, yeah.
Strange. I got to
Yeah.
think about because I put in earplugs while I'm reading, and I got on this chapter about like the cosmos, and it was like 2 different chapters. It's like human existence, like
Yeah.
that's what the book's called. I forgot the Wilson something.
Yeah.
I know I burped and I was trying to play it off. But it was one of the sections, which there's a lot, and I don't really understand the meaning of this book yet because he's not explained human existence. But it was a strange thing when I got into like reading those 2 chapters about and it blows me away how truly vast and infinite things are. When you think about infinite, you don't know what infinite is.
Oh, it used to eat me up.
Yeah, you can't
But then
fathom it.
I kind of thought I had gotten past it, but then I was thinking about it again when you were talking about it. It's kind of paralyzing.
It's paralyzed. It is.
Paralyzing. I love it.
I think a lot of people, we distract ourselves because even like with Christianity and any religion for that matter is such a form of distraction. They're like, look at this hand while infinity is over here, stuff that we can't explain. So we're just going to talk about this guy that was a carpenter and his, it
Follow
just
the
blows me
pleasant
away.
hand while the
Yeah.
destructive, crazy hand is
There's
over
so
here.
much. There's so much too when you think about it. It's like Christianity can't explain all that. It can't explain anything.
God
for
Can't
did
that
tell
matter.
them that.
Yeah, God did it.
Yeah, it's such a distraction.
It's always irritating when you're like, but what made God? And they're all like, oh, he's always just been there.
Alan Watts.
Has he?
Have you listened to that one where he talks about that's the question. That's the Holy Grail is like who made God? If you know what I mean. I think that is a beautiful question that nobody can explain.
Yeah.
It's just like who made if the universe was nothing before, what created it? What process happened? If it came from nothing, who created the nothing?
When the question of who made God is asked, is it the tradition, like Christian God,
The
or
bloke with the beard or the Kabbalah shit where
Right.
it's just
Or the
stuff.
Tao.
Yeah.
I tend to think of stuff.
and say because that's what I think of, but I wonder if that's
Yeah.
what he was thinking of
Was
when,
in-
or they. I'll say they because he's not the only person to have ever thought that before. I'm sure.
I think that'd be my new
Hopefully.
question to Christians is like, who is God to you? You know what I mean? The Taoists, I like their version most. They say if you can put a name on it, you've already detached yourself from what God is.
Yeah.
God is a nameless. You putting a name on it is actually diminishing it. Like you don't know what it is now because you
Right.
put a name on it. It can't be. It's the reason why the world has created itself and the universe
Yeah.
created itself.
And that kind of makes me think that it's like if once you define it, then you take away like the possibilities. So
Yes.
it's not so much, it is this thing. It's just, it's possibility.
Yeah.
Don't you label it, you son of a bitch.
You can't explain it.
It just seems to me that it would be too grand to ever label
Yeah.
or identify.
You can't. It's just silence. You can't. You just when somebody asks you, you just have to be like,
You got to
just
figure that out
is.
for yourself. I feel like you should figure it out for yourself. Your God should be your God.
That's where I am is like, that makes sense.
Yes, for
The
sure.
I am the great I am.
I am.
I am whatever you say. That's
If I
the beautiful-
wasn't, then why would I say
What?
I mean,
yeah.
ooh,
Slim
almost.
Shady.
Gotcha. Almost hit you with an F word.
Slim
Yeah.
anus.
Slim anus. Damn right, slim anus.
I know that seems like less of an insult when you actually say it out loud.
Yeah.
It's not like gaping anus.
Okay.
Slim anus.
Yeah.
I bet you have a hard time pooping, don't you?
Slim anus.
I couldn't get in there without a lot of work, could I?
Like they started making Slim Reese's.
Yeah, I saw
They're
that.
real
That's so
good.
stupid.
They're
Just eat
just
half of it.
I'm
Yeah.
cool with that though.
that's what that is.
No, because then it gets rid of the best part. Because they're not slimming down on the chocolate. They're just, let's take a little.
Let's be the boy.
They should take their chocolate as it is
And
and
make a
sell it
chocolate out of
just
it.
like
Yeah.
that as well. I wonder when they'll do that because I like taking that initial bite
Yeah.
with its, I guess, crust, if you will.
Yeah.
It's
I
fantastic.
like pulling the bottom off, like by the little minis, pull the bottom
Oh, I
off
love
of
it.
it, and then eat that one by itself.
That's
Oh,
what
that's
I
the
do.
best
I
way to do
bite
it.
the bottom off and then.
Bite the bullet, baby.
No, but I think you're right. And I think a lot of Christians, especially older Christians, when they think of God, they think of that big holy male figure in the sky, which is strange.
Whose face you
man.
never see all of. It's
All
always
of it,
just
yeah.
the bottom part. I know what his beard looks like, and I've seen his shoes.
Well, when like Muslims, They will not. They are strictly against you putting any images to Allah. Like Allah has no. You cannot express it in image, art, none of that. Like it's strictly forbidden.
Or
and
Muhammad.
Like, Muhammad. Maybe it's Muhammad is the one I'm
You
thinking.
can't do any of it.
They can't
They
depict
take it
any
all
of them,
so
right?
seriously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of agree with it, not in a radical sense,
Yeah.
but you can't
In
put a
principle.
picture on it.
Yeah.
And
It's like you can, but it's stupid.
I would refuse to give my kid the little school book
picture.
that shows
Yeah.
God is like looks like Santa Claus. Like I refuse to do that.
So I feel like it's helpful to have that image, but at the same time, it's a pain getting rid of it once you don't need it anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's I like to hear Christian's explanation of what spirituality is. There was that meme where it shows the little fish inside the bowl, inside the ocean, and inside the bowl that was Christianity, and the ocean was
Right.
spirituality.
Yeah.
I like that one the most because when you think about it, they have this thing. Oh, I pay tithes. I do that. Like I am a Christian. I believe in God. The all, you know,
And
the
this
Holy
area
Father.
over here with the treasure is Buddhism.
Well, and the church had an issue with the fact, of course, that I didn't go to church,
Oh, yeah, they
even
hated
though like I do my own thing.
Well, that's the
like,
same reason that Burger King hates you.
because I don't go
You
there.
don't come in enough.
It was unacceptable. It doesn't matter what I do spiritually myself.
Yeah.
I'm not there on Sunday, and that's
Yeah.
a problem.
You're not keeping the lights on,
To
Sarah.
hell with where you are personally.
Yeah.
If you're not bringing God to church with you, you need to not talk to
We
him.
need to see it. And I'll never go to church again. I mean, unless it's just real special to him for me to go, I'm not going. Yeah, I'm
So-
not going.
I got a question. So this is kind of along the same lines, and I just thought about this
I'll be the
earlier.
judge of that. Ask your question.
Is there a such thing as original thought? Now think about this: an original
Yes.
thought.
Yes.
Is there such thing? Is there though,
Yes.
or is it a combination of
frequently?
things that you've learned?
It's rare.
Really?
It happened, yeah. Because, well, you know,
Explain it. What would be?
infinite.
That's not original
But
thought,
if
though.
that's
No, but I
If
mean,
that's-
within the realm of infinite,
Oh,
if original thought runs out,
anything's possible,
then it's not infinite.
probable, I guess.
ah,
Yeah.
So then rarity, then rarity, it's like no matter how rare something is, there are still billions of it out there.
Right.
So nothing is rare.
It's
So
still
who cares?
What about the flip side of it, that if there is in fact infinity, that means someone somewhere has already had the thought that you've had? Is it?
yeah.
It's the
Paradox
opposite.
City.
Yeah.
How do we deal with that?
I don't
Would
know,
you
man.
count it if it's
No.
in a different
I'll
realm?
tell you what, because, yeah.
Yeah.
Then that means that anything is technically and I say this outside of the realm of anything's possible. If you believe it, you can see it and have it. Right? I'm not a motivational speaker, but literally,
It sounded more like an infomercial.
I know.
if you think about
Gonna get
something
those Ginsu knives.
like that thing that we were talking about, the energy tree, I think that it's extremely possible. You just have to figure out a way to bring it into fruition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a possibility somewhere. You just have to make it happen. Like it's within you. And I think there's so much distraction in this world. Like they pay a high dollar for the greatest distraction for human beings because we understand technology and we can make the world's smallest computer, but we still don't know why we are conscious. We still don't know
Right.
why we are, where we came from. Like nobody has a true definite answer. And we don't know spirituality. We don't know ourselves. We don't know our emotions. We don't, so many people on Zoloft and Xanax and all this stuff because we just don't understand why we can't be in touch with ourselves
Yeah.
and why we're depressed. It's probably because you watch too many TV shows and play too many games, stuff when you should be looking
Leave the
inward.
games alone.
And I was looking directly in your eyes when I said it too. I was like, I hope he feels this.
Felt it. And I didn't like it.
Don't like it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think all that the high price on distraction, we still don't know ourselves. And that's why I've been trying to put like the earplugs in and it's so funny how a habit can switch so quick. Because we were doing a thing where we wouldn't turn on the TV for 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We wouldn't until then.
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, like a light switch, we're back to like turning the TV on at like 10 or 12. And it's like, well, holy hell, where, how did it come back into the life? Like, I think distraction is so deeply entrenched in being a human because they're like, we can't let them know how powerful they are. Watch Grey's Anatomy. You know what I mean? So that they don't know.
I think
riffing on these good things.
I was going to say, I stand by it though. Like, if we don't have anything to do, I'm not going to sit in silence. I'm not going to create things to do. I'm going to do what I want, which is relax. And
Right.
I like to watch TV when I relax. So,
But-
or play a game or whatever it is.
Would it be better to like relax and pull out like the laptops and go like studying or something? I would say, but you
we
know how
both-
hard it is to do that though.
Yeah.
Like you try to pull yourself away from, well, this is how I relax normally. So this is what I'm going to do when I have nothing to do.
That's because if I'm studying on something, it's not relaxing to me because I need a notebook. I need this. I have to be in, because I write, I have to take notes on stuff if I'm studying something genuinely.
So it doesn't
I mean,
come down to relaxation at that
See,
point.
Right, then it's doing
I try to
something.
make it like when I'm searching for stuff on the internet, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna learn this because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then like I retain what I retain and what I don't. Like, well, I shouldn't be so stupid.
Well, I've damaged my brain, so it's out of my hands at this point. So I have to write everything down.
I never fell off an SUV.
You still retain stuff though. There we go. I don't. I have scientific proof that backs that my memory
Adam,
is jacked.
play with us. Whose brain is worse of the three of us?
Of the three of us,
I'm just
definitely.
kidding. I don't give a shit.
probably Sarah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, but something
That's
I was
rough.
looking up.
Yeah.
I look up to you.
It sucks.
Ford. For the life of me, I can't remember his first name. Ford.
Gerald?
Harrison.
Ford? No,
Harrison?
the one that created the Ford, the vehicle.
Henry.
Henry Ford. That's right. Why can't I think of Henry Ford?
I don't know. I couldn't.
So, okay, Henry Ford had a great
As I'm
quote
sitting here
or
talking about how
lesson.
terrible my brain is. I couldn't think of it. Don't feel
a
bad.
lesson that
I
was
don't
like,
remember one.
somebody asked him, would it be better to have somebody that had all the information locked inside their head? Like, so you can recall information that you've learned in the past and you know the answer to every question. Or is it better to have somebody who can find the answer no matter the question? Like, so no matter the question,
That one.
in a
Yeah,
5
definitely
minutes,
that one.
I can find the answer or find somebody who has it, right? Well, Henry Ford believed that he would hire somebody that was not intelligent, but could find the answer if need
Yeah.
be, right? So being intelligent, and I think that's why technology is a beautiful thing. And we can, anything you want's on your phone. You
Right.
don't have to retain it here. So you have more room to figure out your spirituality or your inner self and stuff. But instead, we know we can lean on that. So we fill the rest of it up with bullshit, like of just distraction,
Right.
mindless distraction. We're really good at
Distraction
it.
is important.
But I think though, if we can rely on technology for all the answers to everything we do, and to be the workhorse, and then we use all the extra time to look into ourselves, sit in silence, meditate, all that, and really get down to who we are, I think you could be powerful beyond measure.
I'd like
But-
to think so, but who knows?
Yeah, so don't be upset about the mind thing. As long as you can find the answer, that's
Which
all
I
the best
can. I
possible.
can always find the answer.
Yeah.
And I come back with good answers. Speaking of which, in the future, aliens are also found. They crash all over the world, and we uncover them, and we become peaceful with aliens. Aliens are something I cannot describe with my words, is what he says. That's a quote.
Draw one.
Right? Noah, they call him Noah. I don't believe that's the guy's real name.
Yeah.
Noah then goes on to describe a number of future predictions, such as the rise of artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
the rise of an artificial intelligence world government, actually.
Yeah, but he doesn't see it as a bad thing, though, right?
I don't know
You don't
yet.
speak of it in bad terms.
Smart brain chips and
Probably because he's been brainwashed.
a global conflict with North Korea.
Oh, we're there.
Yeah.
All of
He
these
ain't about that
events.
life.
All of these events are noted down on Noah's library pages, which he pulled out in front of the cameras in a discreet location.
Do they have
Okay.
a picture of this guy?
Just outside
His
of Las
face
Vegas.
is blurred all the
The
time.
fat Cheeto eating bastard.
No, he's a thin guy.
he just,
Why is his
he
face
just looks
blurred?
like a
don't know.
skinny slacker guy.
Is
To
he
me,
Muhammad?
he looks like Justin Bieber.
Oh God.
Look, he looks like Justin Bieber.
If Bieber didn't become like the roofer that he is today.
Hey, did you see those pictures? He does look like a child
Yeah.
molester now.
Indeed.
He needs to quit with all that.
I was on Reddit the other day, and there was this dude. His username was Emilio Molestivez.
That's awesome.
That made me so happy.
This says the first crumpled piece of paper that he pulled out read January 2019, a spike in UFO sightings worldwide. February, the biggest and longest lasting snowstorm hit the Midwest. I feel like that happened.
Let's see.
Look
You
that
keep
up.
reading, I'll get that.
February 2019.
I don't remember things.
April, the first commercial robotic eye was released, allowing blind people to see. Huh. Okay, hold on. First.
That's that came out.
Man, have
Did
you guys,
it?
Have you
I
guys ever
remember
watched
seeing
a video of like deaf people hearing for the first time?
I feel like yes.
I love that shit.
I
They're
kinda
so
feel like-
happy.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I look this stuff up that it
You can say
it's like
shit.
they're
Yeah.
coming off like this guy's stuff. So I looked that up and it says the February 2019 North American winter storm was one of 3 powerful winter storms that affected the continent in early February. The storm in particular paralyzed travel in parts of the Midwest, Northeast, as well as Eastern Canada.
Yeah.
So I don't know, was there a massive snowstorm in February? And that's what it was. It was the biggest snowstorm in history? No, that was going off that Noah guy's stuff. So who's to say? Like, you know what I mean?
Who's to say?
We'll hit
Who's
entire
to
country,
say?
and I don't remember
Whatever.
any
I
snow in
choose to
February.
believe it.
It says
I'm on
biggest
board.
and longest lasting, so it would definitely be memorable.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it happened.
June, an implanted chip allowed paralyzed people to walk again. That definitely didn't happen.
Aw.
January 2020, controversy began after the release of the A1 machine Android as protesters are against the new technology. November 3rd, Donald Trump is reelected.
Oh, that's happening for sure.
Show.
The second list dated 2028 to 2029 reads August 2028. Time travel technology and the existence of intelligent extraterrestrial life was released to the public. November, Yolanda Renee King was elected
Yolanda.
as president of the United States at just 20 years old. That's an interesting one.
What? That's the most stupid of all. You have to be 35.
Well, okay, in 2028 or
Let's kick this
2029,
guy's ass.
it could have changed by then.
Yeah, good
That's
luck
a-
changing that.
It's a while away.
I mean, I guess
10
technically
years.
she could win. She just couldn't take office.
Well, we'll see.
I'm just mad he didn't mention Tom DeLonge when it came to the aliens.
Well, I'm not done yet.
There's still
To
time.
hell with Tom DeLonge.
Whoa.
He's such a...
What is it with...
He hasn't done nothing yet. He's all
You're
talk.
damn right he hasn't done nothing
No
yet.
action.
He's done something. You double negative talking son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Ooh,
get
yeah.
him, get him.
You
I
know,
think it's not Tom, it's Thomas.
Thomas DeLongest. Why did he
Don't
go
ding
off
along.
like he was like, oh, I can't. I feel like he's just like all the other distractions in the world. And he's like, and I know all these top secret things. They were like, name one. He was like, well, it's something I can't talk about. Of course you can't.
Because it's sensitive material and
I
he's
don't
talking
care.
about people, man.
Then don't go on Joe Rogan and
Joe
play up
Rogan.
everybody's
He got me excited.
emotion. Me too.
See?
And then I looked into it, and he ain't doing nothing. And he said there was this metal
He's
that
always
they had
doing something.
that they're
you
shooting
know that
electrons
video you
over
were
it?
all about, or like
I
the
was about it.
To the Stars.
No.
That's Tom DeLonge's thing because he's in with the people.
Yeah, well, he needs to get more into
But
it
God,
quickly.
the
This
man's
is the
recording an
time of-
album.
we got no time for albums when there's intelligent life to be
I've got time. I need it.
dissected.
Based on the first 2 songs, it's going to be their best album yet.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
Probably not.
Dude. I need it. It's just
Yeah.
that glimmer of light in the abyss of the world.
Y'all are ridiculous. All right. Another big crisis not listed on his page is the effects of global warming on the planet. He said there's trash everywhere. There's pollution in the air, which is causing the climate to change. There are forest fires everywhere. Need to stop this. There are states that are basically covered in water from now to 2030. Whatever now is, I guess probably 2018.
Well,
Did that do a little thing? It was like,
Not
remember
over
you were
here.
saying that? It was like you echoed a second and it was like kind of high. Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, I have to go back and check that out. I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Blah blah.
But yeah,
Blah, blah.
that seems to be it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like some of that stuff was like generalized.
Well, okay. So let's consider this.
I don't agree with that.
If the dude was actually right about everything, that would imply that time is predetermined
right.
and that it wouldn't matter what we do. So if he's wrong about some things, but right about some,
Yeah.
then
what
that
we do
implies
matters.
that,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, stick with it. So I was
Well-
thinking, if things are just going to be like that, then why bother with anything? Shouldn't we just try to make it worse?
Well, it's funny because this guy, he's a naysayer. I don't know how you say his name. He said, I wonder what excuses he'll come up with when nothing happens. I wish that someone had said that to him.
Yeah. I don't
Because
know.
that's,
Probably the same crap that guy's going to think about whenever his girlfriend cheats on him with Travis. And then he's all like, but what? He
well,
hasn't
I
done
mean,
anything. He's not a
it
time
comes down
traveler.
to, I would say exactly that. It comes down to free will and
Yeah.
what we do. Does it matter or does it not matter? Either this is going to happen no matter what we do. Every road leads to X. Or
Yeah.
all these roads lead different places and have branch offs depending on what decision we make.
right.
It's one or the other.
An observation of physical reality will tell us that it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too bad nobody knows. I feel like in the pursuit of fixing or changing would actually lead to the same destruction. You know what I mean? Like even if we knew what our destructive path was and us trying to fix it, we would also create a destructive path because we would, everybody, you have a lot of chiefs and not enough Indians. You would have a lot of people trying to, do their method, right? Well, all those clashing of methods would create more destruction quicker.
It's like I saw a thing where it was like boomers are taking a buttload of meds,
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not a big deal. But then they're combining them and it's like, ooh, unforeseen effects.
Yeah.
So, if you get like 7 chiefs working on the thing to stop the thing and 2 of them work, that's still 5 that sucked.
Right.
Yeah. That
And
could
then
possibly cause more
they're like,
destruction.
we should have moved that decimal.
Just
and
a little
then,
bit.
Well, and it seems to me that dude, Noah, if you will,
Oh, dude.
believes that our decisions and choices do matter. It can change because with the global warming, he's saying we need to make changes. So the whole time, if this guy is for real a time traveler,
Yeah.
then he is saying our decisions matter. Make a change.
Plus, he's pretty brave.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be changing his own future.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to get back and my family's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
What if he
My
starts
dog
disappearing?
was always dead. That would
Like
be
on
cool.
Back to the Future.
Whoa, that'd be
His
crazy.
hand goes away and it's like,
It'd be very neat.
I don't know, man. So, okay, I'm doing a shout out to another channel that I've found. It's very interesting if you want to waste time and distract yourself. Such a great channel. But they do like scientific research with it, but they have fun with it.
Yeah. Okay, so you can learn something. It's not pure distraction.
Yeah, it's really good. It's called Planet Slow Mo, right? And they film everything in slow motion. And the latest one I watched, they were filming light at 10 trillion frames per second.
God.
Per second. And you can actually see it. It kind of it breaks it down to its simplest form. So when they're taking it, it looks lit up. Like say they're shooting it at a water bottle, it looks lit up. But when they show it on a slow motion camera, you can see the particle actually moving through the water or bouncing off the mirror. And it's it's fun to watch, man.
And everything has Ric Flair's entrance theme playing
Yes,
behind it.
for sure.
Slow motion, Planet Slow Mo, right?
Slow-mo.
It's awesome.
Does it have a dash? Or is it
no,
just
I think
slow-mo?
it's just slow mo.
Okay.
Slow mo.
Is
Cool.
it SLOWMO?
Yep.
Or okay.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Slow
I
mo.
guess I could look.
But no,
Adam can tell us.
yeah. It's I didn't think I'd like it that much, but I got in the habit of like keep clicking. Oh, they got this in slow
It's
motion.
like, ooh, this will look cool.
Yeah, it's way better than that channel that they heat up that ball is hot, like white hot, and then they throw it in peanut butter or they put it in a glass of water, and
I mean, I enjoy that, but it gets old.
real quick.
Yeah.
It's actually slow, SLOW, space, MO.
Slow mo. Slow mo.
There we go.
So we were talking. You sent me an article on. So check this out. I looked it up. The Earth-ending
or did she?
asteroid. The Earth-ending
Oh,
asteroid.
it was
okay.
last week. Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny. I was reading about that too.
And it
Again
said
today.
that it passed. It's going to pass tomorrow. I think is what I read. It's Saturday, so it might have been last week. Oh. Either way, though. So if you've ever seen the Burj in Dubai, which is the tallest building in the world, it's ridiculous how tall this building is because everything around it is poor and like small and little. And then you have this huge, it's unfathomable how huge it is, building in the middle of a desert.
Is it taller than a mountain?
Yeah. It's,
God.
2,717 feet tall.
yeah.
It's impressive.
So the
Yeah.
the asteroid was bigger than that building, and they said if you can imagine that going like 35,000 something miles per hour right into Earth.
34 exactly.
Imagine
34.
a train through a
Yep.
pig brain.
It
34.
says the diameter is 3,250 feet.
Yeah. So it'd be bigger than that building if you can imagine that.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine how tall that building is. I really want to go see it. But it makes no sense. Why would you build a building like that in the middle of a desert where you have to like...
It's over a crashed UFO.
I say Dubai is a pretty wealthy city.
Are
Yeah.
they? I just say,
Oh,
I don't-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But don't they, like, can't you, I don't know, get like shot in the face if you drink?
That I don't
Ooh.
know.
So one to look up.
Yeah.
But and I was trying to think of it. Lately, there was a asteroid that hit. I think it was in Germany or Poland. I think it might have been Poland.
Goodness.
And they have a bunch of videos of it. And if you see, it burns up in the atmosphere. They couldn't find the crater in which it hit, and it blew windows out of buildings in like this huge, massive explosion. And it was small, like a pebble in water. You know what I mean? In an ocean.
Okay,
And can
so
you
how much
imagine
water?
something that doesn't burn up and something that's that big with a crater and what a massive amount? Like that would be like 20 nuclear bombs going off at the same time. Did I say it wrong again?
Yeah. That's all right.
Whatever.
Progress.
This says
Nuclear.
in Dubai, residents are allowed to consume alcohol if they have an alcohol license.
Whoa.
Tourists can buy and drink alcohol in licensed venues such as hotels, restaurants, clubs. Let's see. In conservative, there's a place. I don't know. It's illegal.
Yeah.
I can't say that. I'm not even going to try. Sorry, I'm stupid.
It's all right. Good effort.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, huh.
I think that the wording in a lot of these articles, which is funny, because in the beginning of the article, it's like Earth ending, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the end of it, it's like may possibly, right? They put like the facts after the like Earth destroying nuclear bombs, whatever.
Which is the exact opposite of what I learned in journalism classes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
So they'll put that before, but then they fail to mention like they were saying like mass extinction. They use that too, but then they said of certain creatures here on Earth. So would it be big enough to create a winter long enough to kill off humans, or would it kill like microbial, whatever they're microbes? Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll call them microbes. Like
Microbes.
little amoebas, little amoebos.
The small guys.
Yeah. Or would it kill off? Would it be strong enough to kill off humans? You know what I mean? I feel like we're very resilient. We're like a
Says
cancer.
Its initial impact. Its initial impact could kill off millions.
Well, yeah, the initial impact. But say I'm on the other side of the world.
Right.
I wonder if it's strong enough to kill us all.
The only thing that I saw is that it would nuclear winter globally, and it said it could last years. I didn't see anything specific.
We could make it through a long.
It really makes me want to play Fallout 4, though.
I thought
all
about
that stuff.
digging a hole in the back, like not being a prepper. I don't want to be
Digging
a
a
prepper.
hole
gonna
in the
dig a
backyard
hole.
and get in
Dig
it.
a hole and put a
Neighbor,
one of
that's
those
a nice hole.
bunker things, the
Yeah.
shipping containers. Put it
Yeah.
down there and give me a ladder and go down, just in case. You never know.
That would
Maybe I'll
just be
use it.
fun anyway.
Yeah, it
just
would.
dig a hole.
We'd never be in the house. We'd
Look at my
just be in the
kick-ass
bunker.
thing. Yeah.
I
The-
seen one on TV where a guy had a hatch in his house, and he could walk down these steps into the backyard
Very
and get
cool.
into it. And then so they had their bedroom back there, and they had cameras all in their house so that if somebody was to intrude,
Yeah.
they were safely there, and it was like a panic building
Yeah.
underground. I was
like
like,
it.
that's cool. I
The
like
sequel to Panic Room, Panic Building.
Underground.
But that's where they
like
would watch
it.
TV and stuff, and during the day, come out into the house, and they go down there at night, just in case something happens. They don't have to worry about nothing. There's one entrance in there, so if an intruder comes in, you just shoot him in the leg.
Yeah.
Take
so-
this.
Shoot him in the leg.
Shoot
'em. So that was it was scheduled to pass by us on the 15th, so the day after Valentine's Day.
And nothing happened.
So the next day I was trying to find articles or pictures or anything to confirm that it actually happened. I wanted to see a picture. You'd think they'd take a picture.
You would think.
There were none. Not that day. I haven't looked since then, but there
Yeah,
were
I've seen a
none.
video of it passing, but it was
So I wrote, "Are we dead?" Because I couldn't find it.
possibly.
It's like, is this the aftermath?
They had an infrared video of it passing, but it was
Cool.
so far that they had to use an infrared video
Right.
to film it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. It crossed the path there, so we got to be worried about that. But the likelihood that it would, the chances are beyond, they're off the scale
Yeah.
as something like ending us.
It says that there's about 20 asteroids scheduled to pass by Earth this month alone. So it's not like a rarity.
Right,
It
yeah.
happens all the time. It's happening right now.
Right now.
Presently, it's going on. So
Yeah. We might be dead, though, for real.
we could be.
Who
That's a good
cares?
thing
though?
we have the
Look it up.
ozone or whatever.
Thank God for that.
Oh, but.
I was trying to read about what you could do because you had said last week that
Yeah,
you
how
wanted to
did we
talk about
survive?
what would we do. And I wrote, we can't do anything. They can try knocking it off course, try nuking it. They have a thing called a gravity tractor, which I didn't get to look into.
Yeah.
Or slow it down with concentrated sunlight were some of the options, but I didn't get
Well,
to
that
look
just sounds
into.
retarded.
Retarded.
Right?
Yeah.
I
Hey,
didn't get
but
to
you know,
read
you
that.
got to think too. I think any small variation, especially in space, because physics are different in space.
Right.
I think any small variation could knock it off its course. So I was sitting there thinking like a nuke. That's too like Armageddon style. Like let's do that. But it would if you could hit it on the right side and create enough pressure to move it. It wouldn't take much to change that variation. Like,
Yeah.
boom. But I don't know, man.
I was reading that they did a simulation on
I
a
love
supercomputer, if you will, using a 1,650 foot long space rock, so about half the size of the one that just passed, using a 1 megaton nuke, which is 50 times more powerful than the one they hit Japan with in World War II. And they said that they were happy with it. It basically disrupted it, is what they said.
Enough to move
Enough.
it.
Yeah.
Small
So we
variation.
can
Seems cool.
always nuke
'Cause,
it.
I mean, it seems like it would be harder, like if it was in some kind of, like close orbit.
Yeah,
But I mean, even if it's on like a large scale orbit, it's like, all right, you can probably knock it off.
for sure.
But could we dislodge the moon?
Use the moon
Possibly.
to do it.
Yeah.
All right, get it back in place.
Hit it with the moon.
Y'all hungry?
I have one more thing I want to
more
say.
thing.
I thought that this was neat. Some dudes, they were researchers at MIT, actually came up with a guide of what to do in the situation of an asteroid coming towards Earth that's actually going to hit us. They just came up with it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
It's
isn't that
about
neat?
time.
It's a guide in case they die. Or...
Step one, get under your
no,
desk.
of
They-
how to address it. So, like, if you see it coming, this would be your first step. If that doesn't work, this is your
I see
second
it coming. Who
step.
gives a shit?
Here it
If I'm the
is.
first person to see it, humanity is doomed.
I'd say that goes back to they, though. They have to do it. We can't do shit unless you got nukes.
Pour your glass of scotch.
God, you guys have to watch Melancholia
ass
one
goodbye.
day. I would happily drink scotch.
Yeah.
Melancholia,
it
man,
happen.
the planet, you know? Like
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I'd definitely get a video camera and just record, sit back, watch it hit us, and die with it and hope that the camera
Somebody
lasts
sees it
so
one day.
someone can see it later on.
One day.
One day.
Man, that was episode 47.
Yeah.
I think
47.
that ends it, man. It's time to eat tacos. It's
Tacos.
Taco
Yay.
Friday.
Tacos.
Tacos.
I would ask you if you had anything. I know that you probably don't know what you had. He missed his radio show, everybody.
He did not go.
I
A round of
skipped it.
applause.
Yeah.
He skipped it. He chose to
Men,
skip it.
we dropped only one F-bomb. I did it.
Yep, Sarah did it. Me and him killed it this
Yeah,
time.
y'all got nothing.
Maybe next time you'll have 0.
We'll
Maybe next
see.
time.
Yeah, that's
And no
likely.
GDs either. So that was good.
I'm not a big GD person.
No, I do
am.
sometimes just to be that
Just
guy.
passively.
If I like stub my toe or something, that seems to be the
You
thing
definitely
I
do,
say.
yeah, every
Yeah.
time.
It's definitely my toe
I start
stubber.
to say it, I'm like, motherfucker. And then the just kind of like eases the pain a little bit.
Yeah.
It's that pressure.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cool, man. Well, we appreciate everybody listening. Drop us a comment, like, share, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
Comment. Thank you for listening. That was episode 47. Y'all have a nice
This
night,
is still
day, or
episode
whatever.
47. It's not over.
47.
Oh.
Have a good whenever you listen to this shit.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Have you seen my jacket?
Whoop, the Uninteresting podcast.